This video is for you if you're having heavy and excruciating cramps. Either you are just starting your health journey because you've been diagnosed with PCOS, with prediabetes, with endometriosis, with hyper or hypothyroidism, whatever the case may be, you understand that you need to get on top of it with your health. But unfortunately, you don't know what to do and you don't even know how to start your health journey. Maybe you're one of these women that have started your health journey and you have some understanding of your menstrual cycle, some understanding of exercising and eating right, but your lack of consistency is killing you. You have no motivation. You're kind of just stuck because you know what you have to do, but you don't do it. Before we begin though, I want to say thank you for watching this video. By watching this video, you're saying yes to entering your next level of better health and to understanding how your body works so that you can feel better, be better, and help those around you better. Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be learning all about the blueprint to fix your PMS and painful periods. I am wearing my blue light blocking glasses, and if you have no idea what those are, we will be talking a little bit more about that. So today we're going to be talking all about fixing your PMS and painful periods, and I'm going to share with you the easy steps that you can take to get sustainable results long term, because fixing your health is not as complicated as many people make it seem. It's actually simpler than we might think, but it does take discipline. It takes consistency. It takes will. And it's very hard to do this by yourself. So unless you have someone guiding you or someone rooting for you, it might feel very difficult. And so I'm going to share with you the exact blueprint to fix your PMS and painful periods so that you can enjoy, your life without letting your periods stop you. Because unfortunately, nowadays, everyone and their mother has had PMS or has PMS and they dread their periods, but it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, so let's get into it. I really want you to see that it is possible to do this. This is Olivia. She had painful periods for 10 plus years. And this is her after working with me and looking at the blueprint to fix her PMS and period cramps. She says, OMG, this is my second cycle that is pain-free. I literally did not know I got my period until I wiped myself. TMI, but it's true. No sharp pain like I used to feel, only some tenderness, which I know is normal because my body is losing blood, which it is. It's normal. When I say pain-free periods, I don't mean that you will not experience some form of tingling or some form of tenderness because, hello, we are losing blood and our uterus is shedding its lining. But it should not be, should not be excruciating pain where you can't get out of bed and where you feel like knives are just jabbing you. She said, if I hadn't had to pee, I wouldn't have known I got my period. You're right. Stress was really harming my body. And now that I can sleep better, I feel like a different woman. I'm still at the same stressful job with the same lifestyle circumstances, but now I have a different approach to healing my body thanks to you. I'm excited for my third cycle next month. I can't believe I'm saying that because I used to dread my period. Haha. I'll keep you updated, Natalie. So see, she was able to get from dreadful, excruciating pain to pain-free periods. And I'm going to show you exactly how we got her to do that. So this is the 5-step plan to fix your painful periods and PMS. You can just listen, you can write these down so you can implement them in your future. So essentially how our bodies work is that we have to look at our health as a whole. The difference between allopathic medicine and homeopathic medicine is that allopathic medicine looks to treat a symptom. And so doctors go to school so that they can understand the symptoms that are, connected to a specific disease, and the medicine and the procedures and the pills and the treatments that treat that specific symptom. That's why many pills can be used for specific symptoms, even though you have different conditions. In a way, homeopathic medicine is a little bit similar in that certain lifestyle changes can be used for different conditions or diseases. But the difference with homeopathic and allopathic, the difference between these two is that homeopathic medicine will look at your body and your lifestyle as a whole. Homeopathy homeopathy. Is that how you say it? Homeopathy. Anyway, homeopathic medicine, right? Holistic medicine is looking at everything as a whole. So it looks at your exercise, your sleep, your nutrition, your stress levels, your spirituality. It's part of it. Obviously, as a Christian, well, this we look into your Bible study, into your prayer. Are you submitting your life and your will to the Lord, or are you anxious? So all of these things are important, and this is why I have come up with this 5-step plan to fix your painful periods and PMS. And I also implement it with my other ladies who are looking to balance their hormones. Now, the 5 steps are endocrine disruptors. The second step is sleep cycle. Third step, belly bloating foods. Fourth step, nervous system regulation. And the fifth step is to lean into your femininity. Now, personally, I like to teach about this as well because we live in a highly masculine we live in a society, where women are highly masculine and men are effeminate. That's just the way that it's been for a while now. And we live in a world where women are very just like, they show a lot of masculine tendencies. Not that women being driven and goal oriented makes them masculine. I personally don't believe that. But I personally believe that if you cannot respect men, if you cannot tolerate men, if you hate men, if you have to compete with men, you're operating out of a masculine side, as opposed to leaning into your God-given femininity, respecting men, honoring men, and letting men be men while you are a woman, and understanding that your value is not tied to how well you can do something versus how well a man can do something. Your value is tied to the fact that you are created in the image of God and he made you on purpose for a purpose. So I always like to teach about femininity, because when you lean into your femininity, you notice that you tend to relax more and you tend to just surrender your desires and you surrender your life to the Lord. So let's go into the 5 steps. So the first step are endocrine disruptors. Now, this is really important because we are surrounded by endocrine disrupting chemicals. What is an endocrine disruptor? Essentially, it is a chemical, right, or a product or whatever, but essentially a chemical that it confuses your endocrine system. And the endocrine system is the system that is tied to your hormones. And so it confuses the endocrine system, and it makes the endocrine system produce more or less than the necessary amount of a specific hormone. And so when we talk about endocrine disruptors, I'm talking synthetic chemicals in products. I'm talking removing products with fragrance from your house. I talk about this all the time, but the word fragrance is a tricky word, because in the word fragrance, companies can sneak in thousands of chemicals. So it's kind of like when you say, oh, I have food in my house. You have food, but you have chicken, you have meat, you have pancakes, you have flour, you have juice, you have water, you have fruits, right? You have all these variations of food, but essentially you have food in your house. So the same thing is with fragrance. The product says fragrance, but it has thousands of chemicals that are actually tied to a lot of disorders in women and in men. Something that you can do, right? Because I'm not just going to like say what's wrong. Something you can do is you can add cleaner options. For example, for laundry, Truly Free, Molly's, you can use vinegar, you can use baking soda, you can use orange peels to clean, because essentially products like Clorox and all these different detergents and things like that that have synthetic fragrance or have added fragrance can really affect your endocrine system. You don't have to cut out perfume as a whole if you don't want to. I personally did. I did a whole like detox for about 6 or 7 months, and then I incorporated perfume, and the perfume that I'm using is Dime. So it's not 100% perfect, but it definitely is a less toxic option than the Bath and Body Works that I was using, which is quite literally it says to beware because it can catch on fire or whatever, because it's alcohol, obviously. But when I looked up the ingredients and the chemicals in it, a lot of them are banned actually in Europe. And so that's kind of interesting as to why we in America can use it when it has toxic chemicals. Another thing is to use non-toxic candles like Basic Honey Co. So these candles are made from beeswax. I love them. You can use my code NatalieJulianne10 for 10% off your order, and it's actually linked below. And so essentially what these candles can do is that they can help you kind of regulate your mood and prepare you for sleep and kind of start your day with them. And it can help you just relax and unwind without the toxic chemicals. Because you know that when you burn a candle, that fume and that smoke can either be toxic or non-toxic. And so we want a non-toxic option. Then we have step 2, which is the sleep cycle. And not a lot of people talk about your sleep. They focus a lot on nutrition and exercise, which is totally important. But this is why my system is different, right? It's not better. It's just different. I look at sleep. That's the first thing that I look at, because personally in my life, I remember that when I was the sickest and the most unhealthy is when I was not sleeping right. And also, I know people firsthand, and in my life, I've also struggled with this, where I'm eating right, I'm doing exercise right, I'm, being organized, but I'm not sleeping well. I'm going to bed, having looked at my phone, scrolled on my phone for an hour before going to bed, sometimes even scrolling on my phone in bed, and then I kind of just go to sleep and I don't get a proper night's rest because my mind is racing. And so that's why sleep is so important. I recommend sleeping 8 to 9 hours every night. Understanding that sleep is what your body needs to detox and to regenerate. It's how you can set yourself up for success on the next day. I would suggest to put your screen away 2 hours before bed. Obviously, this is a little bit difficult because, we're so addicted and we need like our phones and things like that, but it can definitely force you to wind down and to relax before bed. I would also recommend to turn off the Wi-Fi router at night, because our devices per se, they give off EMF and they give off all this, radiation and things like that. But we do live in a digital world, and digital products and technology is part of who we are. It's part of our lives, but protect your sleep. So when you're sleeping, turn off the Wi-Fi router, sleep with your phone outside of your room, leave it outside, invest in an alarm clock, use an Iris app. I use Iris to make your screen red at night. Also use high quality blue light blocking glasses. These are from Bond Charge. They're from the Biohacker bundle, which is amazing. It gives you so many like good products for the price of one pair of glasses, which is insane. So it's a steal. It's a great offer. Not sponsored, by the way. And then you can use non-toxic beeswax candles, like I mentioned prior, to end and start your day, like Basic Honey Co., which you can use my code for 10% off your order. Then we move on to belly bloating foods. So I'm just going to keep it simple here. It's not what you eat, right? It's what it's made of. So if you want to enjoy cookies, go for it. I enjoy cookies. I enjoy ice cream. I enjoy cake. I enjoy pizza. I enjoy so many things. But what has made it different, what has made my experience different, what has made me not bloat so much, not bloat easily like I once did, is the ingredients and what these foods are made of. So I would avoid highly processed and refined sugars. I would avoid industrial oils like vegetable oil, canola, grapeseed, sunflower seed, soybean, cottonseed oil. And I would avoid artificial sweeteners and dyes. Now, when you look at the ingredients, look for highly processed ingredients. If the food has those, I would pass. Even if it says like organic, because I know there are these chips that I looked up and it said like organic canola oil. I'm like, what is that even? How do you even do that, right? Like, no. So that's what I would recommend. Obviously, you do you, but if you're watching this video, it's because you're still struggling and suffering. So I would recommend, doing something that works. Then we have step 4, nervous system regulation. So a lot of us suffer from gut issues and we suffer from health issues, and we haven't really noticed that our nervous system is in a fight or flight, or that our nervous system is dysregulated. So as a Christian, I would recommend learning to just trust and surrender your desires to the Lord. I have so many desires and plans and dreams and aspirations, but at the end of the day, I truly trust that God is in control of my life and that He sustains me and that He has preordained things for my good and for His glory, whether I see it in the moment or not. And learning to rest in His sovereignty has actually made me a more relaxed person, because I'm very type A. I'm very like, I want this, I want it now, and I'm determined, like I know I can do this right now. But when things don't go my way, or prior to me working so hard on things, I just learned to surrender. I'm like, Lord, I'm going to surrender this to you even before I try to do it, because I just know If I surrender this to you, it's not that like because I surrendered, God's going to work. It's not like no, it's not that kind of bribery. Like, Lord, I'm going to surrender so that you can work in my favor. No, it's just me genuinely surrendering my life, my plans. And like Proverbs says, the Lord plans a way in his heart, but the Lord establishes his steps. And I always say it, that means that the man is walking. So you have to act, but you act knowing that God is in control of everything. And so that is one of the main things that I would recommend for regulating your nerves and your emotions. It's just bringing your worries to the cross, and also establishing personal boundaries. This is something that I've had to learn about a lot. I'm the type of person that I love, like, I'll do anything for the people that I love. Like, I'll serve you in the best way that I can if I'm able to, right? But I've even had to learn to put boundaries with myself. Like, Natalie, at 8 p.m., we are logging off social media. Or Natalie, at 10 p.m., like, we should be in bed. Or Natalie, if you know you're not going to commit to this, say no. If someone invites you to go out, but you're busy, say no. Like, no is a complete sentence, right? So those are the things that I recommend. And also learning to breathe. Breathe through your nose, close your mouth, make sure that the tongue rests in the roof of the mouth, and breathe it through your nose. You're going to get so much more oxygen that way. And finally, step number 5, femininity. So stop trying to compete with the men around you. Men are not the competition. Men exist for their own purpose. God created them for specific things, and women exist for their own purpose. Now, obviously, if you are very feminist in your thinking, you will not agree with me, but I am not a feminist. I believe that women and men are equal in value and in worth, but I do believe that we have different purposes on this life. I believe that by biology, women tend to appreciate certain things and men tend to appreciate other things. And I think that that's a good thing. If you don't agree with me, then that's fine. But personally, it's given me so much peace to know that men are not the competition, and that when I learn to treat men with respect, I get treated nicely with respect as well. And I have, encountered men that are disrespectful, and I have encountered men that are respectful. And that doesn't mean that just because I've encountered disrespectful men, that all men are trash or that all men are pigs. Because then men could say the same thing about us, right? If they've seen a crazy woman, an emotional woman, a woman who's lost her temper, that means that all women are crazy. And I don't know too many men that say that. I do know that there are men that say that, but I don't know that all men say that. I don't think that's true. I think that speaking softly, practicing eye contact, smiling. I've talked about this in my glow up video. Being serious when you need to, right? You can be nice and friendly, but sometimes people take advantage of that. And so you have to be careful. You have to be serious when you need to, because you're not here. You don't want to be confused with flirting, because unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in. You smile and you're automatically flirting. So just be careful, but be serious when you need to, but be friendly, be approachable, dress femininely, dress according to your body type, according to your style, dress modestly, and study biblical gender roles and learn why God places them for your safety and his glory. I truly believe that as women, we have certain roles, and our God-given roles and the command in scripture is different to men's, right? Even when Paul was speaking to husbands and wives, he said, husband, love your wives as Christ loves the church, right? He gave himself up for her and all these things. And then women, respect your husbands. So he didn't say husbands love your wives and women love your husbands. He said, like, husbands love your wives and women respect your husbands. Not, and obviously women deserve respect too, and men deserve love, but it's almost like if men value respect intensely and women value love intensely. So all these different things in scripture is wonderful to me. And I think it's amazing. So I want you to ask yourself this, right? Do you deeply desire this? What Olivia finally was able to reach after 10 plus years of struggling with painful periods and imbalanced hormones. She was able to get pain-free periods on her second cycle with these 5 steps that I just shared with you right now. Like, you could do this on your own and you will get pain-free periods. For real. For real. So I'm not here like gatekeeping information. I'm literally giving you what you need to finally get pain-free periods. And I would say that the most important one is honestly going to bed. Like it's going to bed. It really is. So if you do, you have two options, right? Well, you have one option. You can DM me if you want to get results like that. You can DM me, but either you DM me healed to chat about your next steps, or you DM me ready to get you started. If you're ready to go, if you're not trying to waste any more time, you're trying to get pain-free periods, you're trying to ovulate, you want to get pregnant soon, you want to heal your PCOS, DM me ready. Like, let's get you started. Let's get you on a call. Let's get you started. But if you are still kind of trying to look at what would be best for you, you're not really sure what exactly are your health issues, but you have some sort of idea, DM me healed and we'll chat about your next steps. Okay. So I think that's it in this whiteboard that I prepared for you girls. And I hope that you really enjoyed this blueprint. Let me know what other recommendations and what other things have helped you fix your PMS and painful periods in the comments below. But I trust me when I say using these 5 steps in this blueprint will get you pain-free periods, because it's worked on so many of my students. It's worked on me. It's worked on family members, and I just think that you're next. If you do like this video, make sure to subscribe. Bye.